All right, everyone. It is Tuesday. It means it's time for Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Dan. Your other host, there's Charlie.
Hey, Dan. This is Charlie.
Oh shit! Here we go already. Just start off making me hate this episode, man.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
All right, for all of you who have seen the title of this particular episode, we did the movie Under Siege. Under Siege is a fine action film from 1992, starring Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey.
Hey,
And
hey, Dan. Can't forget about me.
yeah, I know, Steven Shitgall. I understand.
Hey, check that attitude at the door, punk.
Yeah. Steven Seagal, for some reason, Charlie, looks like a Wish.com Robert De Niro, talks like he's half asleep, or he looks like a Mr. Potato Head with a ponytail.
I'm just glad this one doesn't have him trying to do a New York or New Jersey or Brooklyn accent.
Well, yeah, why in the hell were all of his other movies set in New York when he's not from there?
Somehow he thinks he's Italian and from New York. And I think the only thing we got in this movie was a really bad Cajun accent that he was actually trying to do bad. And it might have worked. I can't
Where
confirm or deny that.
where in the hell is he from anyway? Seagal.
I've never bothered to look it up.
I think I thought he was like from Louisiana. Wasn't he a cop down there for a while for some, and he had some
Dude,
kind of I don't know, some
dude,
publicity stunt.
he's been it says here he's born in Lansing, Michigan. Thanks, Michigan.
Oh, what the hell?
Thanks a lot.
All right, so he's just
Russian Jewish immigrants were his parents. Distant Irish and Dutch ancestry. So none of the above what we were talking about.
I wish they wouldn't have made it to this country. But because of him,
Dan,
because of that,
it's just wrong. It's just wrong, Dan. Don't say that about me.
because of that, we get Steven Seagal movies, folks. Now, Charlie, while we chose this movie, Charlie somehow decides that Steven Seagal is more of an action movie icon than all right, I guess he's in the top, I don't know, 6, 7.
Yeah, he's a
That's all
top 10.
That's all he made was action movies. So you can't. I mean, obviously he's got to be up there because that's all he made. He didn't make anything
Right.
else.
I mean, go ask anybody that's around our age, and go name off action movies, the action movie stars that you remember. And I guarantee Steven Seagal is going to be in either,
Sure.
the fifth or sixth name that they rattle off.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, he made the action movies. They were all pretty terrible, in my opinion. The only reason that some of them were passable, like Under Siege, is because of the supporting cast.
Oh,
Now,
100%, 100%.
we both agree that this was probably his best acting role that he did in all the classic ones.
In my opinion, this is A, the best Seagal movie, B, the best one of his acting ability, and I think it's really comes down to where he probably had a director that understood him a little bit more because they had worked prior on Above the Law, which was the beginning of the Nico character. Again, that Brooklyn Italian character that carried on into Out for Justice, which was another one we've talked about briefly.
He looked kind of Italian. So I mean, I guess I get it, but he couldn't pull off the accent.
No, he's got that, long greased jet black hair. He does have some features, I guess, that would be predominantly like Greek, Italian, Russian, that side of the globe. But God, he just can't act.
No, he's super boring. But this one had a really good supporting cast with Tommy Lee Jones, Gary Busey as the main villains in this one.
Yeah.
And this is our second Tommy Lee Jones movie and our second Busey movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, they're staples in action movies anymore, especially Busey.
And I really hope it's our last Seagal. So,
not a chance, sir. Not a chance.
Well, can you do these by yourself? Because that's
I'll do them with
Ooh.
Steven. I'll do them with Steven Seagal. I'll be like, "Hey, Steven, what did you think about this one?" I tell you what, Charlie,
You ain't doing
I
anything else.
I directed and I edited that movie. I can tell, Steven.
Yeah, the pacing's as slow as your cadence, sir. All right, let's go ahead and play the trailer real quick for Under Siege.
It was the final voyage of America's mightiest battleship.
What's on this helicopter?
This little sweetheart, Miss July 89.
God, I love this business. I love you.
The party was wild.
Love you to death.
They really knocked them dead. Imagine this arsenal of tactical nuclear weapons falling into the wrong hands. The Pentagon never did.
4 minutes ahead of schedule. Damn, I'm good.
Now, a team of terrorists have taken over.
Wake up the president.
But there's just one thing they didn't count on. The cook.
Are you like some special forces guy or something?
No, I'm just a cook.
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
This is not the work of a cook.
I want you to coordinate your efforts with us.
Yes, sir.
I see that you completely disobeyed my orders.
Roger that.
Ryback is an ex-SEAL. Expert in martial arts. Explosives.
Stand back!
Weapons and tactics.
I also cook.
The Nimitz is tracking 2 Tomahawks just launched from the Missouri.
Where are they headed?
Honolulu.
Happy trails.
Steven Seagal.
I know you, don't I?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Been a long time. I'll see you in hell, sailor boy!
Under Siege.
I just want to point out that we actually edited all of Steven Seagal, and that was me in the entire trailer.
Hello, Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal, we want you, Steven. We want on this take. We want you to really nail the fact that you're just a cook. Okay, all right, ready? All right, action. I'm just a cook. No. Okay, that's good. Can you put a little bit of feeling into it? I'm just a cook. How about mad? I'm just a cook. How about happy? I'm just a cook.
I'm just a lonely, lonely cook.
Well, he sure as hell ain't an actor. So, anyway, Under Siege is the 1992 story of a ex-CIA operative who went rogue finally, and with the help of crazy-ass Gary Busey, Chief O'Brien from Deep Space Nine,
Yes!
and a cast of miscreants. Some you will recognize if you see them, probably.
Miss
And
July 1989, sir.
She didn't help. Um,
Yes, she did. She took out Chief O'Brien.
she didn't help the terrorists. But so they try to take over the USS Missouri, the last battleship that is equipped with nuclear tomahawks, all under the pretense of getting the missiles off the ship onto another boat and getting them out so they could sell them.
Yeah, your classic 80s and 90s action movie plot. It's money
Yeah.
and
Steal the weapons, make money.
I'm gonna say though, I watched this. It's on Netflix right now. So if you guys are listening to this, go watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I've only ever had this on like it's one of those double-sided DVDs. One side standard like letterbox and the other side's widescreen or something like that.
Okay.
So watching it on Netflix, they've actually like tweaked it. The opening shots of the Missouri were gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's what's really kind of cool about this. I don't know where they actually filmed like a lot of the close up of the ship thing. I don't know what ship they use necessarily, but they use a lot of stock footage of the Missouri in this. Some of George Bush, the first one, Bush 1,
Yep.
Talking and doing some pressers and stuff like that. So it's set in the time frame of nuclear disarmament.
Yeah.
And that's why the Missouri now is on her way to be decommissioned, and that's when they jump this basically and go to take over. And then, of course, Ryback, he's on the ship. He throws a monkey wrench in their plans, along with the hoe from Miss July 90, what is it, 91, 89,
89.
89, whatever. And she, her and her and her unibrow jumped to the defense of the mighty Missouri.
I don't think that
And
was the biggest feature in your face during this movie.
she did have a big old unibrow. Though. It's almost as bad as mine. And so that's the pretense of Under Siege. Obviously, Under Siege, Ryback is not just a cook; he is a highly decorated Navy SEAL. But because things went wrong on his last mission, he became a cook. He was friends with the captain. The captain brought him on so he could finish out his
tour.
20 years or whatever it was in the Navy. So
yeah,
that's the quick
that's the long and short of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I always love to get into some of the numbers of the film. Of course, this one dropped in 1992, October 12th of 1992, with making a opening weekend USA gross of around 15,000 or 15 million, 15,000. That should what it should have made. $15,760,000. It was budgeted at 35 million, of course, estimated. The gross for the USA box office was actually $83,563,000. So it definitely made its money back, but worldwide gross was $156 million.
This was a huge hit.
It was a huge international hit too. I mean, gross, yeah, USA 83.5 million dollars on a $35 million budget.
Yeah,
it was a big deal movie.
This movie made
Segal.
a lot of money. This one really, I think, catapulted him and catapulted Tommy Lee Jones and a lot of the cast in these, and the director. I mean, the director we'll talk about here in a second, but he jumps to a huge movie after this one not too long.
Yeah, I guess they actually used. It looks like it says they used some of the USS Alabama, and Chicago, some archive footage, and an airport hangar and stuff like that to do some of the filming. So I was wondering if they were actually on any of the ships. So that's what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, this movie, like you were saying, to me, yeah, it is. It's a good. It's one of the better. It's definitely a better Seagal movie. The other two big ones, of course, Mark or Hard to Kill and Marked for Death, Above the Law. Those are the I'm a cop. Seagal movies.
He's got about 6 or 7 that I feel like are his top level movies that he has done. Now they're not great movies, but they're his top level as far as his catalog because he dove right into the direct to DVD market.
Yes, he's still making those.
Not to I don't ever want to speak ill of the dead, but it's kind of like once him and DMX started making multiple movies together, not everybody watched them.
No, well, again, like I said, Seagal he's vanilla, man. He is vanilla ice cream. He's at least Van Damme. You knew what you were getting. You were getting some kind of BS fake backstory why he sounded French or Belgium.
Yeah,
Belgium. But I mean, he had. I don't know. Actually, you know what? They're both the same. Seagal was everything was like this, and Van Damme every movie was halfway through it. So really, they're pretty much the same. I was trying to differentiate the two, but not really.
Well, there is because Van Damme can take direction, especially early on in his career. Seagal never relented on what he wanted and how he wanted. I mean, it's one of the tropes that Seagal barely ever gets hurt in his movies, especially by someone else. He gets like slashed on the back in this movie by a hook that they're trying to catch him with. But pay attention, he only gets a tiny little cut in the final knife fight, and that's it. And now think back to every other Seagal movie. He almost never takes damage. He takes on an entire bar of criminals, and they all fight him one by one, and he flips his hands around, and he bends their middle finger back to touch their wrist, and they fall down and never get back up again.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. Because Van Damme will take an ass whipping. Seagal, you say, Hey, everyone come at me, but one at a time. And
Hey,
so,
whoa,
like,
whoa,
okay,
whoa, whoa,
you,
one at a time.
I'm gonna put your elbow in your ass. I'm gonna put your middle finger up your nose and throw you over here. You could come over here, Bill. Okay, Bill, you get over here. I'm gonna hit you in the forehead. You're gonna fall down. Yeah, Consequence sucks, dude. He's such an asshole too. He's horrible. Anyway, that's my. I'll keep burying this guy. Um,
But
the
despite all that, this is
despite all that, this is actually I enjoyed this movie. First of all, I enjoyed the naval aspect of it, them being on the ship.
yeah,
Um, I wasn't in the Navy, but it seems to me like there was some legitimacy to kind of some of the things they did on the boat,
yeah.
and some of the ways they acted on the boat and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool, with all the interaction there. The to me the real shining jewel of the movie is the supporting cast though with um, Busey and Bernie Casey's in it, the principal from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, Tommy Lee Jones, obviously, the guy that the guy that played Ken from Street Fighter.
Yeah, Damien Chapa.
Yeah, he's in this bad boy. I mean, there is a lot of people that you see and go, I know that guy. Oh, I know that guy. There's the one dude from Demolition Man. He's in there. So the supporting cast, in my opinion, really made the movie work.
Yes.
And of course, Tommy Lee Jones. We talked about this before we started recording. Tommy Lee Jones always plays someone who's either full bat crap crazy or at least a little off. Like The Fugitive was probably his most toned down role, and he was still just he's still just a little tweak.
I like how you phrase that because to me, this Stranix character that he plays is what got him Two-Face in Batman Forever.
Yeah, yeah. This and Blown Away. I mean, if you
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
performances in both of those movies that we've covered, Tommy Lee Jones is nuts. In most of his roles. You look at these two roles, and it is to me a very soft precursor to Natural Born Killers.
Yeah,
Natural Born Killers is him turned to 11, but you see hints of that. You see hints of Two Face. You see hints of all that in these movies. In
and
this one specifically.
I think this strikes more because we're so used to old man Tommy Lee Jones now from movies, like No Country for Old Men, where he's literally a retired ranger who's just like, I'm tired of this crap, but he's
Yeah.
got one more, thing to go do. U.S. Marshals, stuff like that, which is the sequel to The Fugitive. You started getting the tired but powerful Tommy Lee Jones, and then you go back into these, and we're both forgetting one that is actually one of our favorite characters of him is in Firebirds with Nick Cage. Where he
Oh,
plays the training instructor.
I did forget about that one. You're right.
Love him in Firebirds. I really do.
Yeah, I did forget about him in that one. He's also so later films. If you want to see him actually act, like we're talking about him being nuts and Firebirds, he's a bit off and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But go check him out in Lincoln, the 2012 film they did in Lincoln. He can act. I mean, he can definitely act though. So that's something about him. I mean, Men in Black. How do we forget about that? You know,
I don't think
again, he's
we're forgetting it. It's just that's another totally different range of Tommy Lee Jones. That is
yeah.
that's actually mellow Tommy Lee Jones. Emotionless Tommy Lee Jones in the Men in Black movies.
I think he stopped being totally crazy after he fought the volcano. I think when him and that volcano went fisticuffs in the
Oh
movie
yeah.
Volcano,
I was gonna say,
I
was
think
that
that
one the volcano? Yeah.
yeah, that's Volcano, yeah. So I think pretty much after that though, he did start to chill out a little bit. I mean, yeah, I mean, he started to be a little more of an acting. Maybe I guess in Small Soldiers when he was
He was doing
uh,
the voice of
Chip Hazard.
Chip. I kept wanting
Chip
to say
has.
Duke, and I knew it was wrong.
You're mixing your Commando Elite with your GI Joe, sir,
My G.I. Joes and my small soldiers, but
and your small soldiers.
yeah,
But I mean, like I said, I think at that point he started to kind of chill a little bit and get into more kind of quote unquote acting roles type of thing.
yeah,
You
and
know?
I feel like he's probably done that for a long time. I'm sure he takes his job serious, but
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I love him in these movies. As a matter of fact, I'd have to say this is like 92, so this is probably right in the heyday of me starting to watch these movies. Matter of fact, Under Siege is one of those that Dad most definitely had me watch. Because again, it was a Busey movie, and this was not martial art Seagal. He used martial arts, but it was not like, where Dad
Of,
didn't watch American Ninjas or any of those.
of
This
course, he
was
had to have a couple fight scenes.
Yeah, so this was more military based, but with some martial arts thrown in. So I watched this with Dad growing up, and it was probably my first um experience of Tommy Lee Jones. And that character has stuck with me forever. Um he's probably I would go ahead and say Stranix is my top 5 action movie villain. He's in the top 5. I'm talking like with Hans Gruber, um, uh, frickin' Commando, can't think of his name right now, but
Oh, yeah, I know you. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember that.
Vernon
Vernon
Wells'
Wells,
character. Um, I'm talking that level of bad
Bennett,
guy. Bennett.
Bennett.
Bennett. There you go.
I
Um,
kept wanting to say Matrix, and I'm like, no, that's Arnold. But
yeah, that's
Bennett,
Arnold's
yeah,
character. But I think Stranix is way up there for me, top 5.
yeah. He plays a good character, and then if we look at the other side of that, Gary Busey, um, you know, I he came to prominence in '87 with Lethal Weapon when he played Joshua, Mr. Joshua. And to me, I think that's where he really, if you start thinking about, I mean, he was in Silver Bullet, he was in DC Cab, before that, but you've got, Lethal Weapon, and then you go to stuff like, uh, Predator 2, Point Break, uh, Under Siege, this one here, obviously,
Yeah.
he starts going into a lot more of these, Drop Zone. He gets into a lot more of these action movies at that point and becomes like, an action star.
Yeah.
And he always was a little off in these movies, obviously, but I don't remember him being as nuts as he is now in real life. I think he's more nuts now in real life than he ever was in these
Yeah.
movies,
You know
you
why,
know?
right?
Oh, a lot
Well,
of drugs, I would assume.
no. They removed a brain tumor late 90s, early 2000s, and
Really?
then he had a massive motorcycle accident that damn near killed him. And
Hmm.
ever since then, that's been the crazy Busey that everyone like makes the memes about. And he was on some kind of reality celebrity show or something that
He was on the Trump one, wasn't he?
I I don't watch any of that stuff, dude. I
Yeah,
don't watch
I don't
Survivor.
know.
I don't watch American Idol. So he did it. But before all that, all this was acting. His character. I mean, he started out as Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly movie
Yeah.
back in the
Yep.
early 80s. That's where he was kind of recognized as this actor. And then he just jumped headfirst into these action movies. And I mean, he's even been a leading man in several.
I
Um,
mean, he was a little goofy in like DC Cab even, but I mean, he wasn't Gary Busey pet judge as a pet judge TV series. He literally was one of them daytime judges. He was a pet judge.
yeah, I've seen the meme. I
That's where you get into Busey category, and you just go, all right, Gary, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Well,
Um,
apparently he was in Sharknado 4, so there you go. Hey, the man's getting paid. The man's making money. He's doing great.
he's making
His
more money than we are on this podcast, so
You
I
are
can't
Hunter.
complain too much.
I would open arms invite Gary Busey to be on this show.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I don't care how batshit crazy he'll get. I want him on the show. I'll be like, Gary, I will let you say whatever on this show. Go to town.
No, and that's the thing with Gary Busey. I dig Gary Busey because when you see him, you know you're getting some kind of insane, goofy character, or you're getting goofy, insane Gary Busey.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would always talk to me like, Gary Busey is not an attractive man. Well, he figured he'd outdo that by having Jake.
Dude's got like 3 or 4 kids. And
Well,
now, you talk about Jake. I like Jake Busey as an actor. I really do.
I can honestly only tell you the only thing I can think of is Starship Troopers. What else has Jake Busey been in?
Jake Busey was in.
You're going to tell me something, I'm going to go, oh, of course, duh.
Well, Jake Busey, I can tell you right now, he was in. I'll tell you one that's just kind of cool. As we talked about recasts and last episode, I was like, anytime Busey's in it, I want Jake Busey. Well, in the newest Predator movie, I think it's just called The Predator. He is playing Keyes, which is the son of the other agent Keyes from Predator 2, which was Busey's role. So he's playing the son of that character as Agent Keyes in the newest Predator movie.
I wish they'd make a new Starship Troopers, not like a remake, but just kind of a continuation of some sort.
No,
and use like Casper Van Dien now as like a high-ranking.
They tried that.
Busey and stuff.
They did Starship Troopers Marauders, and it's not good. It's better than 2.
Marauders isn't awful. Marauders is a lot more like the book, actually, if you think about it. But
yeah, but it was such a far departure from the other one. But Jake Busey was all. I can tell you movies that I can sit here and go, I know you've never seen it because you've never seen The Frightening, which was Michael J. Fox.
I have seen that one. That's the one with the. That's right. He's the one insane ghost guy.
He's like the main.
Arlie Ermey's in that.
Arlie Ermey's in it.
The Frighteners. Yeah, I've seen that.
So he plays in The Frighteners. Like I said last time we talked about Jake Busey, he was in Roadhouse 2. Don't watch it. No,
don't do it, Pete. Don't do it.
Jake Busey, to me, is again. I'd have him on the show. I would talk to Jake Busey. I think he'd be cool to hang out with.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And not just talk about your dad. Like I don't want to talk about you. Talk about your career. But let's keep going, man. You keep diverging away from actually talking about Steven Seagal in this movie.
Well, because he's dog shit. All right, so we keep talking about Under Siege. Like I said, I enjoy it. I hadn't seen it probably in 15 years. I don't know, but it was one of those ones where it's like I didn't remember like disliking it or anything. When I saw it, I just hadn't seen it again. So when we picked it, I was like, "Oh, cool! It's on Netflix. I'll pop it on. I'll watch it and stuff." Like I said, I really liked a lot of the naval aspect of it. It seemed like it was pretty, spot on. I was kind of impressed with that.
Yeah.
And then of course Seagal showed up and ruined it. Let's go. You want to go ahead and take a break real quick? When we come back, we can talk about the movie itself a little bit more. We're actually getting into a little more detail of some of the stuff that happened in it. Some of the parts that were pretty cool about it. I will stick you with the recasting again. This time hopefully we got a little bit more idea behind some of the people instead of just kind of going, I don't know, that guy. And then of course we will do our body count and our Leongs.
I'm not promising anything on the recast.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've got this one down. And
you can have this one down. I'm going to just completely, I'm always going to repeat who I think should be recast in movies.
Yeah, right. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will actually talk a little bit more about the movie itself, Under Siege. Hey everyone, me again. I just wanted to let you know real quick that I also co-host another podcast, a weekly podcast called the Noka News Network.
I'm Ricky. I also co-host the Noka News Network podcast with you, Dan.
I know you snuck in here on this one, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Everyone, we appreciate everybody listening to Give Me Back My Action Movies, obviously. But if you'd like to listen to news that no one cares about, then check us out at Noka News Network. Ricky, where can they find us?
We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. Or iTunes podcasts.
Whatever
works.
it's called.
However that works.
And you can check us out on Facebook as well. And you can always email us over at newsroom@nokanews.com. And check us out over there. We're having a good time, Ricky.
That's true. We're posting the podcast to our YouTube channel too. So if you'd rather watch it that way, it's over there. Just search Noka News Network.
And enjoy the news that no one cares about.
It's a good time. I promise.
All right, and welcome to Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. Charlie, what you doing, buddy? What you doing over there?
I'm looking up Jake Busey stuff right now.
I know, you were like, I would not be surprised if the next movie, whatever the hell it is, has got Jake Busey in it. Once you get a wild hair, you go on a tangent sometimes. A Jake Busey tangent.
I like Jake Busey, but you know what? I don't feel so bad for not being able to spit out the names because he's really just kind of jumped into television shows. He was in Stranger Things, and I just now remembered that, yeah, that's one of the scientists in there. He's got 114 acting credits.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a good career out of acting. I mean, there's no, I don't have any complaints about it, obviously.
No, but yeah, I really don't feel so bad going, I can't remember names of movies. Apparently he was in Twister, Mobile Lab Technician. So that was probably a bit part, but
I bet he was on the Carrie
Ellis.
I would say or something else. Yeah, he was probably on his crew.
Princess Bride, dude.
Yeah, the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Well, we honestly, we just know him from Starship Troopers, and that should be enough.
Yeah, Starship Troopers is a fantastic film. And yes, before you ask, we do have plans to do Starship Troopers, but we are working on something special for Starship Troopers.
Yes.
All right, Charlie, let's get into the movie Under Siege itself without doing a scene for scene recap.
Let's do this. Let's change this up just a tad bit then.
Yeah. What do you got?
Tell me your favorite parts of the movie.
Okay. I liked obviously the interaction between Tommy Lee Jones and everyone that he interacted with. I thought his stuff was really good. The Busey stuff with him going back and forth, because Tommy Lee Jones is leading this group essentially, and Busey still got the, I'm the one who got you on the boat. I'm the, this and that or whatever. But you can see he definitely takes a back seat to Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. Tommy Lee Jones is in charge of this thing, and like I said, Busey backs off. I really like Tommy Lee Jones's character in this. I'll play a drop real quick for you of him talking to Busey. Busey's heartless in it for sure. I mean, he doesn't give a rat's ass. He just wants to make the money and stuff. So essentially, they get 90% of the crew and lock them in the forecastle or the
forecastle.
Forecastle. Yeah, your pronunciation is correct. Actually, I looked it up because I was wanting to make sure.
It's spelled forecastle.
Yes,
pronounced forecastle.
Yes, you can pronounce it forecastle, but it's not the usual pronunciation of it.
They'll look at you weird, like I'm looking at you right now.
You can, but I looked it up because I thought that was right either way.
No.
So just like bosun and boatswain, the guy with the whistle, it's pronounced either way too.
But what do you hear most of the time?
Bosun.
Yeah.
So they lock them all in there essentially. So his idea to try to catch Ryback, because now Ryback's out and about doing his thing, causing chaos. His idea was, let's start drowning these guys in the front with the suppression system, and as he's trying to rescue him, bring him to us instead of us chasing him down and him using guerrilla style tactics on the ship, which is what he was trained his expertise in. Let's bring him to us and we can wait for him.
Yeah.
So that's his plan. And this is Tommy Lee Jones, Tommy Lee Jones's right hand man, which is played by Cole Meany, Chief O'Brien. from Deep Space Nine. He was also in
Stop saying Deep Space Nine. He was in that, but everyone knows him from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
well, yeah, well, he was
That,
actually he actually had billing in Deep Space Nine. He didn't actually get a billing slot in Next Generation.
yeah, he did. His name was always at the end of the
Yeah, at the end, it
credits.
wasn't in the early. It wasn't in the beginning credits. It was in Deep Space Nine.
No,
Yes,
but
it was. He was chief of operations of DS9.
I'm not saying no to Deep Space Nine. You're saying he didn't have top billing.
No,
I'm
he
saying
didn't. He didn't in none of the Next Generation episodes. If you watch any Next Generation episode, the names at the beginning are Patrick Stewart, Marina Sirtis,
well,
Jonathan
yeah,
Frakes, Brent Spiner, all those. You didn't see Colin Meaney. In Deep Space Nine, you saw Avery Sisko, Colin Meaney, Nana Visitor. You know, you saw all those names at the beginning, and then when Worf showed up, then you got Michael
Michael
Dorn in there
Dorn.
as well.
But
But
there
you
would
never.
be no Deep Space Nine without
Oh no, of
Next
course not.
Generation. I've only watched like 5 episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, it's so good.
I have watched Next Generation 5 or 6 times all the way
Deep
through.
Space Nine is fantastic, especially once you get like past the first episode, the first season. It's fantastic. But the best part about Deep Space Nine is the Enterprise in the first episode brings the runabouts to the station, and there's a scene between him and Picard basically as they're getting ready to leave, and a lot of respect from Picard to O'Brien's character. So that's pretty cool.
That's nice to know.
He was also in Con Air.
Yeah, that's probably the next most recognizable role I know him from.
Yeah,
Is
he's in a lot of British type of stuff.
yeah,
Movies and stuff over there. There's one called The Englishman that went up the hill and came down a mountain. I think is what it's called. That's a pretty big one over there.
that
It's him.
sounds like such an English title.
Yeah, it's him.
Well,
And
you
Hugh
gotta name the
Grant.
movie. This guy goes up a mountain and comes back down.
Well,
Cool.
he goes up a hill and then he comes down a mountain.
Yeah, whatever. It's British.
It's the same thing. Essentially, it. Never mind. I won't explain it to you.
No one watches British shows. I don't care. No.
Oh, it's actually a pretty good movie.
Sure.
Anyway, so they're all talking basically up in the bridge of the Mighty Mo, the Missouri, and this is the drop from it.
You're a maniac. Drown your own crew.
They never liked me anyway.
I bet they can love you now, huh?
I love that bit. That's one of my favorite lines in the whole movie, actually, because you get that half crazy Tommy Lee Jones laugh in there.
Yeah.
You get the idea that Busey, he probably was a good officer at one time. He was probably a good sailor, and throughout, a little bit of becoming unhinged and everything else that he's gone through, he doesn't care now. He's the XO of the ship. He's second in charge.
Yeah.
So he had to be a good sailor, a good soldier at one time. So I like that. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie, honestly.
And they establish fairly quickly in this movie that he is not highly thought of in the entire crew.
Correct.
Even the other officers
captain doesn't like him.
No, yeah, the captain has a whole file on him about needing a psychological review before his next assignment.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, I just happen to have a drop for that.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a drop for that. Well, hold on. Let's set this up because otherwise this makes zero sense when you play it.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
So this whole thing has happened because they're trying to throw a surprise party for the captain because it just so happens his birthday is right after this ceremony for the decommissioning of the Missouri. And so they're flying in, catering, a band, Miss July 1989, all this stuff, and they're trying to kind of do it under the captain's nose, which goes horribly. The captain finds out, but that's Tommy Lee Jones is the band leader. He's wearing like this leather studded jacket. He's with a band called the Bale Jumpers. It's better than the Beaver Brown Band as far as I'm concerned. Cole Meany's part of the catering. Everybody's wearing these catering outfits, but later in the movie, they're carrying machine guns. So they get everyone gathered in the mess to celebrate. So they're watching the band. Miss July has been prepped in a cake to jump out of for the captain. Steven Seagal has been put in the reefer, which is a refrigerator, because him and Busey have been clashing the whole time, and they just get him out of the way. And Busey comes out dancing to the music dressed as a woman because Tommy Lee Jones goes, "Here comes Miss July." Wait a minute, that's not her. And it's straight up Gary Busey in a wig, a dress, dancing his ass off, acting like an idiot, grabbing
Full
on the
makeup.
guys. Oh, full makeup, pawing at the guys, hiking his dress up, just being goofy. So you're just kind of like, wow, this is not what I expect from this guy. And he goes with Cole Meany to go get the captain and bring him to the party. So he goes and gets the captain. Everything just goes to chaos then. They take over the ship. They take all the crew members. Busey shoots the captain because they need to get into the files to get the launch codes for the Tomahawks. And so this is Busey sitting at the desk, still in makeup. The wig is off, but his hair is pinned back in like whatever they use.
Like the pantyhose type of thing to keep the hair back.
Pantyhose, the bobby pins, lipstick, everything. And then there's this drop.
Do I look like I need a psychological evaluation?
Not at all.
It's just the way, like I said, if I didn't set that up, you would be like, okay, so he just says that. No, he's sitting there in a dress, lipstick. He rips the little thing off his head after Tommy Lee Jones, because Tommy Lee Jones is just looking at him like, really listening to him, because he's reading the report the captain wrote about him. You know, like, I need a psychological evaluation. Can you believe the shit I have to put up with? And Tommy Lee Jones sitting there with his feet put up, just shaking his head, just letting him go.
Yeah, he knows he's nuts at that point. So during the whole thing, after they take over and they go up to the bridge and everything else, Ryback, he gets out of the refrigerator because they send two of the terrorists to go relieve the Marine that was supposed to be guarding him.
Private Nash.
And
little E1 prick.
Yeah, exactly. And they end up killing Nash, and they go to open the reefer to go after Segal, and obviously Segal beats him up, you know, locks him in the refrigerator while he kind of starts to get ready, like, okay, I'm gonna have to, you know, kick ass now or whatever. Ends up killing these guys and goes about his business. Well, there's a forever amount of time between those guys getting killed and like people realizing, oh shit, these two guys are missing, you know.
Yeah, they didn't check in or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. So during all this time, Seagal's now geared up a little bit, and he's trying to figure out what's going on the ship. He goes up to the mess deck where the party was, sees all this chaos that happens.
Yep.
And the big cake is there.
Mm-hmm.
So when Miss July got off the helicopter originally, she was like, "I'm seasick," and Busey's like, "Here's some pills that'll help with it, Dramamine, I guess." Or
whatever. Dramamine.
And she takes these. She gets in the cake all half naked or whatever she did.
She takes like 6. He tells her to take 2. She goes, "I'm really sick," and takes 6. So she passes out in the cake.
Idiot. So she gets in this cake, and Seagal's up there now with a machine gun trying to figure out what's going on. He hits it. The music starts. She jumps out of this cake. She's dancing around, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh God, I don't know what happened." So they go back to the stateroom so he can kind of start getting geared up or whatever. And she's like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How you've just blown past probably one of the most iconic scenes in this movie.
I'll get to that part in a second. So they're back in his stateroom, and he's trying to like ask her, like, he's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "I don't know. I took the pills and I fell asleep, and I was supposed to be an actress and jump out of this cake, and I was a playboy, and blah blah blah." And he's like, "All right, you're an idiot. Shut up." So he tells her, and she's like, "Are you a special forces guy?" And he's like, "I'm just a cook." And she's like, "Oh, we're screwed." And so he's like, "All right, look, I can't be toting this idiot with me the entire time I'm trying to take back the boat." So he puts her in this locker, and when he does, this moron starts beating on the locker like you would have stuffed a nerd in there back in school. And bang, 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 bang. And he opens up, he's like, "Shut up." And she's like, "Ah," and he closes the door, bah, 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 bah. And he opens the door, and he's looking at her like, I swear, Charlie, I'm watching this movie a couple days ago, and I'm sitting there going, he should have just shot her in the face. He should have just shot her right in the face because she's annoying. So anyway, here's a clip of them two interacting in this scene.
I hate being alone.
Do you hate being dead?
And that's probably the best acting that Seagal's ever done, because she keeps banging on this thing and he finally opens up and she's like, you heard her, I hate being alone. And he's like, well, if you don't shut up, they're going to hear you and come kill you because you're an idiot. So he has to tote her around this whole damn boat during this movie too.
I'm sensing some major contention in your voice during that whole scene.
Dude, he's so bad.
Wow.
He's so terrible. He's so terrible. She's not any good. I was talking to you. I'm like, they could have got anyone to do this role. She's horrible. And you're like, well,
no.
You're like, she really was Miss July '89 or whatever. I'm like, well, there's a stretch then.
She was, and as much as people may hate this nowadays, there were two big reasons she's in this movie.
Yeah, she showed her boobies, and they put her in a movie because she showed her boobies.
To the point that I'm getting ready to watch this with Jackie last night, and I'm like, hey, there's boobs in this movie, just letting you know. And it gets to the point, and I'm like, I think it's only like 10 seconds. And she was like, I was like, yeah, I don't even think that was 10 seconds. She goes, no, that was 10 seconds. I said, well, at least there weren't 3 of them. And it took her a second, but she finally got the joke.
That's pretty good. That's a
but
good one.
I was,
like I said, but between her, I don't know what was her worse though, her acting or that unibrow that they really showed. Because it's like, look, if she's supposed to be the quote unquote eye candy or the hot chick or whatever in this movie, then maybe someone should have looked at her and went, hey, you want to pluck the, or
dude,
no? Okay, that's good. Go on.
I hate to say it, that was a look back then. I mean, she was a Baywatch babe.
No, it wasn't a look. It was not a look to have a unibrow back then.
It was not, dude. She didn't look like that one chick that's always in the paintings. She was not that bad.
What the Soviet? What was that? Soviet dolly?
Not even going to try because I'm not offending anyone. No, but I mean, she was a flippin' Baywatch babe too, man. I mean, come on. There's a reason she was in this movie.
Yeah, because she showed her boobs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. There's no denying it. It was 1992. It was a requirement. But geez, dude, God,
the worst. Anyway, that's how well, you know, I could have. Here's the thing, though. Honestly, if I really stop and think about it, if it would have been just her, I could have dealt with it. If it would have been just him, I could have dealt with it. When I had a shit sandwich with both slices being them two idiots, that's what really killed me. The entire thing. You know what? I'm gonna go. Whoa, she was in Charles in Charge too. Yeah, that makes sense. So, you know what? We're talking about this. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead in this whole episode real quick and do about the recasting. Here's how you recast this movie. Ryback, you change him to actually, I was thinking about the dude that played the new dude from Mortal Kombat. The guy they made up. That guy,
Cole.
I think he'd be. Yeah, I think he would be good in it because I like the idea that we haven't seen him a lot. It's kind of a new thing or whatever.
Yeah.
He could play kind of low key, but he can do all the martial arty ass whooping thing. I'm kind of down with that.
Okay.
All right. She can be replaced by anybody. I don't care. And then leave everyone else alone. All the rest of the cast can just be who they were.
Bring in old Tommy Lee Jones, crazy ass Gary Busey.
Absolutely.
Cole Meany,
100%.
who looks like a octogenarian right now.
Yeah, that's fine. But because like all the other people that had died off or whatever, or some of the henchmen that needed to be physical, just get like people from like, I don't know, AEW or WWE wrestlers, let them go in there and do a couple fight scenes with these guys or whatever. Put Ali Yong in there somewhere as a computer guy or something and just be done with it. That's fine. That's all we needed. Just replace Seagal and her, and it would have been a fine film at that point. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's my
I did not expect this kind of kickback when I suggested this movie.
Hey, I didn't dislike the movie watching it though, just to watch it. The helicopter blew up at one point. That was pretty awesome. Everyone used Mac 10s because that's what you used in the late 80s, early 90s action movies. That's what you did. So that was pretty cool. You know what I actually really liked about the movie? They had some old ex-crewmen on the ship for the celebration of the decommissioning. one of them happened to be a gunner's mate, so they ended up using the big battery guns
Yeah.
to blow up a submarine. I mean, I know I didn't get into that whole part, but this ain't a recap show. It's fine. It's essentially Tommy Lee Jones was supposed to help stop a French sub. He didn't. He enlisted it. They showed up. They were going to offload these tomahawks onto the sub. They were going to go away. Guy was French. I don't know. Anyway, Busey ended up getting on the sub to help them because Ryback sabotaged it and they blew it up with a big gun from Missouri.
Wow. It is what.
Well, that's what
It's not a
this ain't a
recap,
recap
but
show.
man,
This ain't a recap show. But I like that part too, though, because like the old dude, he was just like, "I got you, sir. I got this," and it was kind of cool to see, him kind of like reliving his golden years, his glory
yeah,
days,
it's
kind
not
of thing.
bad.
I thought
I
that was
mean,
pretty cool. You know, the fight at the end between him and Tommy Lee Jones with the knife fights and stuff, because that's what Seagal does. He's that knife fighting guy, and that was okay. But I mean, I didn't buy it because, like, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is supposed to be a high level CIA operative, but a Navy SEAL is going to kick the shit out of him. You're not going to fight a
well,
Navy SEAL in a knife
and
fight and
we
win.
talked about this a little bit offline. There is a story that got cut in this movie. It's very apparent
for
in
sure.
the trailer because there's actually lines in the trailer that aren't in the movie.
Mhm.
And when they go to their showdown, they know each other.
Yes.
Well,
Which
what?
didn't make any damn sense because it's like, well, how did tell us that? And they never bothered to tell us during
No,
the episode.
it got cut. But what it was is when they talk about when they figure out Ryback is on the ship, when he contacts the Pentagon, and they're like, "Hey, do you know a Ryback?" He goes, "Casey Ryback. Yeah, I know him. I wish we had him on this team." Well, you might. He's on the ship. Oh, okay. Well, they start going through his file, and they're like, "Well, it looks like he did some tours in Panama, and then he lost his team, his SEAL team, on a botched mission
Because of bad
over
intel at the airport.
bad intel at the airport from the CIA." Tommy Lee Jones is that CIA agent that is that caused that problem. So we don't know if it was where he was already turned because he says he turned when they tried to kill him to eliminate him because he was deemed too dangerous. His specialty was battleships and subs to take them over.
Yeah.
So there is a whole plot device that got cut, yet they left that little line at the end because honestly, there's no other talking other than Tommy Lee Jones doing the whole "I'm going to tell you my plan"
Yeah.
speech. So they knew each other. It also cuts out a lot where I think Tommy Lee Jones was a bit more trained than is alluded to in the movie, especially going straight to a knife fight. Just they just immediately went to it. It reminds me of that other. I don't know if you watched this, but there's a movie called The Hunted with Tommy Lee
Okay.
Jones, Benicio del Toro, and Tommy Lee Jones is like this instructor for special forces. And one of the things
Sounds familiar to me. Yeah.
is he has taught these guys how to survive in the wilderness and they make knives. And Benicio del Toro's character is like a former pupil of him. And there's a whole scene where he like makes a knife out of a leaf spring in the woods. And I'm always reminded of that when I watch this movie because it's like supposed to be this big thing that it's a knife fight. Yet again,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, Seagal gets a tiny little cut above his eye and he stabs like Tommy Lee Jones 7 times and then in the top of the head and then pushes him through the computer screen. So,
He
yeah.
does. He plugs him right in the head like a kebab.
After he
Turned him
pops
into a
his
kebab.
eyeball out, literally
Yeah.
gooey eyeball flies out of the dude's eye.
There's
And
also a classic neck rip open in this
he
in this
does.
film too.
He rips a jugular out, which is a classic Seagal kind of go to.
Mhm.
He drops one of the steel girders through a guy from
Yes.
like several
Stories in the boat.
I can't say stories. I don't know what
Well,
the
yeah, I mean, kind of
sections.
decks.
Yeah,
Couple
decks.
decks
That's
up.
the word.
Yeah.
A few decks up and drops it like straight through the dude's chest.
He saws a dude with a bandsaw.
He runs a dude's shoulder through a bandsaw because there's a full functioning metal shop with a bunch of guys making. What they're doing is they're making a rail to get the tomahawks off and onto a submarine that they're meeting. So you breeze by the submarine, but I have to bring it back because I told you there was a cameo in this movie that I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think you saw. And
Right.
we haven't said the other one, and we might as well because Kane Hodder is in this movie. And if you know who Kane Hodder is, he played I think he's the one actor that's played Jason the most in the Friday the
Jason
13th
Yeah,
movies.
Jason Voorhees, yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't watch horror movies. Normally when I say
No,
Jason,
but I
everyone
did know
knows.
I knew who Kane Hodder was, but
Yeah.
yeah, well, mostly because of you and Ben, but I knew who he was.
But and then he's been in like multiple horror movies, you know, Mr. Crowley, the Hatchet movies and stuff like that.
I also have to assume that if you had him at a Comic-Con, he'd be less of a tool bag than other people that may have played never mind, we won't get into that conversation.
He cut a guy's arm at a Comic-Con.
Yeah, well, guy probably deserved it.
That's it's a funny story I'll say for another when we do a more Kane Hodder centric story. So anyway, my cameo falls in line because we've had a cameo from a MacGyver character from being Pete. Not Pete, but
Jack.
Pete was the other guy from the agency.
The guy that ran the agency, yeah.
So Murdoch's in this movie.
Really?
He is one of the sub guys when they are trying to repair the bow plane. He's the translator between the guy down fixing it and Busey. His actual his name, he has a named character, and it's Damiani.
Okay.
His name is Michael DeBars, but he is MacGyver's arch nemesis in the entire series, Murdoch. And he's in this movie. So we've got two movies that have been tied back to MacGyver. I don't know why you're looking like that.
Because when was he when was he Murdoch in the A-Team?
That's a totally different Murdoch.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about that.
That's Dwight Schultz.
I know. I'm going, what are you talking about, dude?
Murdoch from MacGyver.
I forgot that was the main bad guy's name in MacGyver.
Wow.
I always assumed that the bad guy's MacGyver was a nuclear power plant that was about to explode, or these terrorist guys they had to get the save the pilot from. And I forgot he had an actual villain. Yeah,
he's been in. I don't know how many episodes, but there's the.
Dude, I haven't watched. You know the last time I actually watched a classic MacGyver episode. They're not on like regular TV.
I have them on DVD.
Yeah, see, I don't have them, so I haven't seen it.
He burns him. That's when they first think he was that classic. You thought that they killed him at the end, but he always came back because he has the flamethrower the first time they fight, and he gets burned up in the building. Comes back, and he's always been scarred. I am talking to a wall right now, everybody. He is literally looking at me like I don't know any of what you're talking about. I'm still thinking about Dwight Schultz, who was also in Next Generation alongside Cole Meany.
Yes.
Anyway,
he was also in Voyager.
Anyway, we have another tie to MacGyver, and I was a huge MacGyver fan. Seeing him in this movie is like there's Murdoch.
Oh, there you go. If you want to go on a little bit of a tangent from MacGyver real quick, the guy that played Pete.
Yeah,
the guy
Dana. Oh crap! I can't think of his last name. It's not Carvey, but it's
no, it was something like that.
Yeah, Dana Elcar. Dana Elcar.
Yeah. So the person that played his stand-in and stunt double was the guy that ended up being in charge of Stargate Command in the Stargate TV series.
Oh, with Richard Dean Anderson.
Richard Anderson.
We just 7 degrees Kevin Bacon this stuff today, everybody.
Yeah, there you go. So
Dan is literally talking about everything but Steven Seagal in the Steven Seagal episode.
Hey man, you picked the movie. I didn't have to talk about this. Anyway, yeah. So, but no, like I said, I didn't dislike the movie. It was fine for a Seagal movie. Fortunately, he doesn't have a ton of dialogue in here. He's got some that's pretty bad. But you know what? Here, I got a drop. I'll play some of his Steven Seagal funny haha dialogue.
Sure.
Petty Officer Ryback.
Ensign Taylor.
Sir,
You don't have to serve me, Ensign Taylor. We're casual down here in the galley, you know?
I'd watch it right back. We still have a week together.
I guess that means I won't get to see you go through puberty.
See, that's
It's
funny.
it's so labored the way he delivers that.
It ain't with
It's
a
so
Brooklyn
labored.
accent, so I'm fine.
No, it's with a shitty New Orleans accent.
No, that's when they give him crap about making
His bouillabaisse.
Yeah, well, when he's like, "You're going to make Commander Krill mad," and he goes, "Why do I have this deep, deep, dark feeling inside of my stomach that I'm going to worry about Commander Krill?" You know,
Yeah, because he's making fun of that guy that just talked to him or whatever. But yeah,
he literally doesn't try to do an accent in this movie. He really doesn't.
He also doesn't try to act in this movie.
Look, I'm not saying this is a great acted movie. It is one of the best acting roles of Segal, though. If you've watched his catalog like I have, this is the best one.
My Uncle Rick loved Steven Seagal, so I remember seeing one of these, the one where he gets amnesia.
Oh crap!
And is Stacy Keach in that one?
No, I know who you're talking about, but that's not Stacy Keach.
Okay,
but
all right. Well, that one,
his wife, actually, I think they got married because of that movie. Kelly LeBrock, she was the nurse in that, and it had William Sadler, the Grim Reaper, was senator, the senator that he's got the stuff on,
blackmailing.
Yes.
So that movie, I remember seeing that movie in the theater with my dad and my uncle because my older uncle really liked Seagal.
Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill.
Yep.
And then I remember that my uncle Rick always had a bunch of the Seagal VHS cassettes.
Yeah.
You know, and among his stuff downstairs, you know, where he lived and all that stuff. So that is my affinity with Seagal. So when you go, let's watch a Seagal movie, I go, well, I'd rather eat broken glass, but at the same time, I remember watching these movies with my Uncle Rick. So that's pretty cool. My Uncle Rick is, you know, the older I get, the older they get. So it's one of those things where it's like, I remember back being a younger, you know, kid. 92, I was just getting ready to start high school and, you know, or just in high school maybe at that point. But it's like, no, it's 92. Yeah, I graduated in 95. So I was in high school at that point, but I was still a young kid.
Yeah.
You know, so I have that affinity with the Seagal movies, even though I know they're horrible. My most favorite thing about all the Seagal movies is to just scream "Screwface."
Yeah.
Occasionally. But
Marked for Death. That's a good one.
Yeah. But Seagal is he's horrible. But you're right. When you think of action movies of that generation, you think of Seagal because that's all he made. He made so many of them.
Yeah.
You have to include him in the pantheon of action stars.
He is. And
you don't have a choice.
You're not wrong on your thoughts on him because he's kind of made this bed for himself. They asked him to,
and I hear he's a douchebag.
Yeah,
on top of that,
they asked him to be in the Expendables movies. He turned them down because they asked Van Damme first.
Yeah,
he
was like, I'm the real kung fu guy.
That's the pettiness of him. I will say though, I did enjoy him in Machete. I thought he was a really good villain.
Actually, you know what? Machete was my favorite Seagal movie. Now that I think about it, I forgot he was in it. He actually played. They found a role where he could be the most.
He was a douche,
mayonnaise, bland douchebag, slow talking dipshit they could find, and it worked. It worked for that character. Whoever wrote that wrote it for Seagal, I would say, because they were like, I'm gonna make this character. I'm gonna make Seagal. That's what I'm gonna. That was perfect for Seagal. It was really good.
Robert Rodriguez. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, makes sense. Rodriguez. Yeah, he.
I can tell you your second favorite Seagal movie. How much you want to bet that I can tell you your second favorite Seagal movie?
Okay.
Executive Decision. Yeah.
Which one's that?
Kurt Russell.
I never saw that one. I've never actually seen that.
You have never seen Executive Decision?
That's the one that's got the stealth fighters and stuff.
Yeah, we just talked about it in the last episode.
Yeah, no, I've never actually seen that one.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. All right, look, let's
Halle
we'll pull the veil
Berry,
back.
John Leguizamo.
Hey, let's pull the veil back a little bit with this show. We're doing this
Oh
episode
my
here.
God.
Dan, for years and years, I've known Charlie for what, bro?
God,
15 years?
How old is Anthony's 14?
And I knew you before him, so 15 years.
15 years.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right about.
I've known Charlie for 15 years or so. I've known our buddy Mark for about 15 years or so.
Yeah, right about.
Mark and Charlie have done nothing but fight an uphill battle to get me to watch movies for 15 years.
That's true.
I watch movies, and the reason that I know some of these still, and I watch them, is because a lot of the movies I watch and enjoy are the ones from when I watched them when I was younger. So, like, I've seen Ghostbusters probably 100 times. I've seen Caddyshack probably 85 times, and the Blues Brothers probably 95 times. I've seen, this movie twice. So whereas Charlie will watch these movies, if you let Charlie, I swear to all that you believe in, if you would let Charlie do nothing from 8:30 in the morning, get up, have a cup of Death Wish coffee, please sponsor us.
Yeah,
have a drink of Death Wish coffee, go to his office, do what he's got to do, come back out ready for the day, pop in action movies. He would watch 7 action movies a day, 7 days a week.
It's kind of what I do
what
now.
he would do.
It's kind of what I do in the wood shop.
So
there's always a movie on in the wood shop.
It is. That is 100% what you would do.
Yeah.
Me, if you give me the option, I'm probably going to do something other than watch a movie anyway. But if I'm going to watch a movie, unless it's something I really want to watch, I'll watch Ghostbusters again or something. I'll watch, that is my thing. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are certain movies that we haven't got into yet that I absolutely love.
No,
and
you're
I
right.
will,
You're right.
I will fight you tooth and nail to watch them.
Yes.
But for the most part, Charlie and I, we do this because we do. I mean, like I said, most of these that we've done, I have seen at least once.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, Charlie's seen them multiple times. So he goes, "We're going to do this movie." And I go, "All right." And he goes, "Have you ever seen it?" "I haven't seen that." "What do you mean you haven't?" I haven't seen that. But that's just how I am, So some of this, actually, so far, every movie we have done, I have seen.
Yeah, except for you vaguely remembered Hot Shots Part 2. You don't think you saw it all the way through.
No, but I have seen parts of it because I remember the war. It's fantastic. I remember that.
And that's how we started the show, because I didn't want this, I don't know this that well. We kind of wanted to go into what we knew first.
Yeah.
And look,
so actually, in all reality, man, I'm ready to start doing some that maybe are a little lesser on the food chain, and some that maybe I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to dig.
Well, since we're talking about this, let's just dive into this a little bit.
Yeah, man.
What some people may not understand, or maybe they've picked up listening to this, is, and we've had this conversation, Dan and I am a diehard action movie, sci-fi movie freak. I am a fanboy for these things. Dan likes movies, enjoys what he enjoys, but again, he even, says, I like more of a comedy. I like a bit more high adventure. I like a bit more of this other
sci-fi.
Sci-fi. We both agree on a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this kind of work with us. I don't think anyone would want to listen to two of me gushing over action movies.
Right.
But I also don't think anyone wants to listen to two guys shit on a movie. If you don't like a movie, don't fucking watch it. Sorry, you might have to edit me.
Whoa, there it is.
I'm on a tangent now.
I'm going to have to remember where that is now. Where's that? About a minute 10 into the episode. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, write that down. But leave it saying it, but with the beep. But
I will.
I cannot stand when people bash a movie so harshly, yet that's the movie they're talking about in the show, or that's the movie they're doing some kind of documentary on. It's like, then don't do it. Don't talk about it then.
Right.
Like
I said, even with me in this movie, I don't mind the movie. I just don't like Seagal.
No, and I knew this going into this. Seagal is not a good actor. He's not my favorite actor.
No.
This is my favorite Seagal movie, and it's one of my favorite action movies because it has everything I've wanted in this. It's a military-based one. It's excellent supporting cast. It's a really good story. I don't even think we mentioned, I think maybe we did in passing, but the director and writer of this did The Fugitive. So, I mean, there is some pedigree behind this movie that continued on and gave us probably one of the greatest movies, in my opinion, Tommy Lee Jones has probably ever done, which is, Fugitive with Harrison Ford and everything. I mean, it's
Fugitive solid, yeah.
It's a hair of being able to be on this show because it's kind of actiony, but it's definitely more of a crime drama mystery.
And I've had some people contact me and ask me, like, what do you guys consider an action movie?
God,
Trust
we
me,
get that question all the time.
That whole thing is in the works. It's going to be addressed.
We are going to talk about it.
We're working on it because Charlie and I have this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What is an action movie? What's not an action movie? We have this discussion ourselves a lot. So it's going to become a thing for sure.
It's going to be a conversation, and I can tell you now, there's never, ever, ever going to be a clear answer to that question. Right. But I think understanding people's mindsets on what they consider it, and I feel like this show is kind of era specific with a few leniencies.
The majority is 80s. The majority is like 80 to like 95. Now, there's a few times we're probably going to dip back to about 76, 75.
We have to go earlier.
There's going to be a few times we're going to have to dip up into 99, maybe even 2000. There's going to be wiggle room back and forth with certain things.
I even think
you're right. The majority is VHS era movies.
I think we would be detrimental to ourselves if we don't talk about some current movies, because the essence of the show is called this for a reason. It's called Give Me Back My Action Movies. I think we should recognize movies that are trying to currently do that and deserve recognition. So
absolutely,
don't think we're not going to discuss those movies and those newer actors and actresses that are doing the work on bringing this back. But we're also going to draw a hard line sometimes on what we consider to be the action movie that we want to talk about. But that's going to be a conversation later. But wow, you got me fired up there for a second.
That happens sometimes.
That was not scripted. We weren't even discussing even going into this.
We barely know what the hell we're doing anytime we turn these things on.
But that's my true feelings on this.
I know it is.
Oh, I wanted to say one more thing before we start going into other stuff. I always like finding additional Easter eggs in movies.
Sure. Yeah. So that's cool, actually. Yeah.
I was watching The Mechanic.
Is there a spinner in the background somewhere?
No, but it's similar to that. So I was watching the reboots of The Mechanic, the old Charles Bronson 1975.
4 or 5,
it's one of those. So Jason Statham rebooted those, and they're actually really fun and kind of follow the storyline. Well, they did a sequel, The Mechanic Resurrected. Tommy Lee Jones is in that movie, and he is a bad guy, kind of, not really, ne'er-do-well. Well, anyway, his last line in that movie is "Bang, you're dead," which is what he says in this movie when he flips the switch for the tomahawk and it hits the
Pearl Harbor.
Not Pearl Harbor. It was the other one.
The satellite uplink.
The satellite uplink. So he hits "Bang, you're dead," which is also what Charles Bronson says in The Mechanic. So he says that. Well, I'm watching the movie, and I was like, "That's Tommy Lee Jones." Well, they kept talking about this one other target, and I couldn't figure out why it was like ringing in my ear when they said it. Well, the guy's last name was Krill,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was a direct reference for Tommy Lee Jones because he does "Bang You're Dead" from Under Siege, and they named the other character Krill because Tommy Lee Jones says his name. It was all throwbacks to Under Siege.
Yeah, because
And
Krill is Busey's character.
Busey's
Yeah.
character. And I was like, I'm watching this totally random, newer movie, and I'm like thrown back into Under Siege. And
That's cool though.
I love that stuff, man.
That stuff's cool.
Just wait till we do Under Siege 2, man. I got so much more on tap for Under Siege 2. You didn't know there was a sequel to this, did you?
I did. He's on a effing train.
Yeah, he's on a train. We're not doing that.
Actually, you know what? I might have seen that one. Isn't like the president's daughter on it?
No, his niece.
His niece. Actually, I think I have seen that.
I will. Okay, since I know we probably won't do that movie, this is
probably.
This is. You never know. We might run out of ideas. We may do the Segal month. We'll put a vote and like everybody vote on Segal movies. So if you look up
that'll be the end of this experiment.
If you look up the characters from Under Siege 2, the kind of main bad guy henchman that is military in there, if you look him up on IMDb and you watch this movie, I swear to God, if they ever did a Johnny Quest live action, that's the dude that should have played Race Bannon. He looks like Race Bannon from Johnny Quest. And I know Johnny Quest because that was Dad's show growing up as a kid. So anytime we found it playing on TV or something, we were watching Johnny Quest. You know, Johnny Quest, Haji, the most
Bandit.
Yeah, but it's probably a show that can't be aired anymore. The most stereotyped characters. But if you look up Race Bannon and then the main dude from Under Siege 2, spitting image.
Spitting image.
I just have to put that out there. It's Seagal centric.
Yeah.
And a very young Katherine Heigl.
I'm trying to remember what she was all in.
She did a movie. She did a movie with Seth Rogen where she's pregnant with his kid. I don't remember the name of it. And then I think she's in. I don't watch these shows, but it was like Grey's Anatomy or one of those other doctor shows.
Mm-hmm.
She got big on TV, but she could have done movies. I just think she just got kind of stuck in the television aspect of it. But it was like her first.
That dude does look like Race Bannon.
Telling you, does he not?
Yeah.
We might have to share that on the group because I think it's just kind of cool. He looks just like Race Bannon.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. All right, now that we've gone completely off the rails.
Hey, you did it. It was my turn.
Yeah, well, it happens. Let's go. We got 2 bits we have to do. People love these bits.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Body count, body count, body count, body count.
I love it. I got you,
It fits though.
It's so good. All right, Charlie. What is the body count of the classic Under Siege?
Okay, so I read what IMDb had, and I didn't believe it. IMDb said body count 100, and I'm like, I don't think there's 100 people technically in this movie, which there were, but I started counting, and then I started Googling, and lo and behold, I have found a website that counts the kills in action movies and lists who does the kill, how they die, and where.
Nice.
Oh, I went down a rabbit hole, sir. So the true counted down body count to Under Siege is not 100 like IMDb says. It is 65.
Does that include the entire crew of the submarine that they blew up?
That includes the entire crew of the submarine, SEAL Team 5 that they blow up in the air.
Plus the pilot and co-pilot of the chopper.
Pilot, co-pilot. Okay. The F-18
That they gunned down.
They gunned down at the beginning. All of the handful of sailors that do get killed, like the Private Nash, the one guy when they open up the forecastle and just shoot him, and then the captain and all that. So I was actually counting through too, going, well, he says there's like 30 armed terrorists when he's talking to the Pentagon, and I'm like, okay, there was like 14 or 15 on SEAL 5. I was like, man, that there can't be 100. I was right. So don't always believe what IMDb says. It was is a kill count of 65.
65.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. Still does not reach the bloodiest movie of all time status of Hot Shots Part 2.
Nope. I think that one still stands.
Which is another tie back because Topper Harley was a Navy man.
That was a stretch.
I don't understand how he was supposed to be a ground force badass when he was a pilot, but whatever. All right, so movies.
Yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole again. What's next?
Lee Segal wasn't in it. Next would be the rating time.
Alliong time.
Alliong time.
Oh,
Charlie,
God, we need a drop for this.
I'm trying to come up with some ideas. If anyone out there has any idea, because I can't find audio of Alliong,
he talks
that would work.
Well, okay, I was gonna say he talks in Double Dragon at the end.
Okay, what's he say? Like, I am Alliong?
I don't know. I shared the meme the other day where they're holding up the henchman for hire signs.
Will hench for food type of thing.
That's the end. I think it's like it's through the credits. So it's
can we start calling the fan base the henchmen?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, we're gonna do t-shirts, and I have so many ideas.
Let's start calling our fan base the action movie henchmen.
Okay.
And we will get t-shirts that say they'll have like the Give Me Back My Action Movie logo and stuff that we're working on the front, everything on the back to say like Will Hench for food.
Yeah, but I want to put
we'll have stuff like that.
I want my phone number that I made up that I guess I can't put 1-800 because that could actually be a real number. So I'm gonna put 1555 hench for you. And it actually works. So I want to do that. I want to make henchman t-shirts.
I wonder if we can get that for like a Google Live phone line.
I don't know.
Have to check that out.
I don't know if you can get 555 because that's Hollywood.
But like a hench for you if you spell it out.
I looked. I couldn't figure out who had it. That's why I figured we just wouldn't do the 800. We would just do the Hollywood 555.
Yeah. All right. How many owls are you giving this particular film?
I am giving Under Siege 2 my favorite Steven Seagal movie.
Under Siege 2 is your favorite?
Or no. It could be. Under Siege, I'm giving it 3.5 Allions.
3.5 Allions. All right, that's fair. I think that's fair. Because I'm sitting here thinking and going, well, I'm going to give it at least 2 at this point. It's starting off. And I was like, all right, 2, I'll give it 2. I watched it. It's pretty good. I like, of course, the Tommy Lee Jones and the Gary Busey stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a good solid 2.5.
Yeah.
And then you have a scene where cue balls dancing for no damn reason in the galley. So I'm like, well, that's going to cut some of the Allions off. That's stupid.
that didn't make no sense.
And then you've got all of Seagal, which really killed it again. I'm going to give it 2.5 Allions.
Okay.
Middle. I'll give it. Yeah, I was going to say 3, but no, I'm going to give it 2.5.
Yeah, I can see you being more. As much as you've railed on him and poor Jordan Tate, Miss, Playboy 1989. I don't know how you can hate on her or Seagal.
It was easy. They're both horrible abominations to whatever god you may believe in.
Dude, this had Ken from Street Fighter in it, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay. I did like Ken from Street Fighter. Maybe if they would have got instead of Seagal, if they would have got Sagat instead of Seagal, I might have watched that. You know, we should do Street Fighter one day. We should do Street Fighter one week.
The Sphinx from Mystery Men. You know that's who Sagat is, right?
I know, right? Isn't that great? Love that. Mystery Men. I don't know if you qualify as an action movie, but it's a damn fine film.
I could bend the rules for that because I actually watched that probably 2 weeks ago. It's streaming on something.
Okay, so there's gunplay in it. There's
Yeah.
chase scenes.
There
is fighting. There's
villains,
villains.
and good guys. It's
Yeah, well,
good.
Mystery Men's an action
There
movie.
is a stretch Corvette limousine. There's a Herkimer battle wagon.
Jacket, dude. It's an action movie. It's a superhero movie.
Tom Waits.
Pee Wee Herman's is great.
Oh, good old Paul Rubens. It got Kel from Keenan and Kel.
I know, he actually got some movie love.
Janine Garofalo.
It's fantastic, man. Mystery Men is fantastic.
We are talking about every movie but Under Siege this episode.
I'm trying my damnedest, man. I'm trying my damnedest.
Oh God!
All right, let me see. What do I gotta click? Oh, I gotta click this one. All right, I gotta click this button. All right, Charlie. Well, as we wind down an hour and 20 plus minutes of this nonsense.
Oh, we're back to our normal.
Yeah, something like that. I would like to thank a few people, obviously, and that's just kind of what we do at this point in the show. We want to thank our friends in the podcast community, including Sludgecast, Good Beer, Bad Movie. We want to send a thanks out. Let me try it again. I want to send a thanks out to the Ultimate Action Movie Club over at ultimateactionmovies.com. I want to say thanks to Poster Smash. Hey, Poster Smash, is there some way you can make one of this movie where it's not Segal so I don't get upset, please? We would like everyone to subscribe and comment on our Podbean account and Apple. You can find our stuff on Apple. I think Apple's going through some goofy stuff. I don't know.
If everybody could just go to Podbean, even if you just make a quick account, that helps us more than anything right now.
Yeah, if you do use Apple through there, shoot us a message or whatever. Let me know how that's set up. I've heard it's an issue.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Instagram. It's mostly Charlie's doing on there.
Yep.
You can see what he's watching and the movies he's bought and everything else.
Yep.
You can send us an email at gmbmampod@gmail.com. And you can always join the Facebook page and the group. Now, the group is really where it's at, though, because we want you to listen to the pod and join the conversation in the group.
Yep.
So we have a poll up there now, as a matter of fact, but by the time you hear this, it'll be time traveling thing. But, what was better? Lethal Weapon 1, Lethal Weapon 2? Like, we have polls like that occasionally. We ask these questions. We try to get everyone's juices flowing, and that's where we do it at.
Yeah.
Another big thing, if you guys are into comics, Johnson City, Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee, Mountain Empire Comics, Diane and Rob out there. Check them out on Facebook. I think they ship comics. You check with Diane.
Yeah, I think you have to set up an account, but they'll ship.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some from her, as a matter of fact. Beyond that, I don't know what else we got to say, honestly, Charlie.
No, we got a few things in the works.
I've got
another podcast I'm going to be appearing on. More info as that gets closer. I think it's going to come out in July. A few things that we've got set up with Sludge over at Sludgecast. We'll just go ahead and throw out a big shout out for Good Beer Bad Movie. They're getting ready to do their 50th episode, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, which I think is quite poetic. I voted for that one in their poll.
I think I did too, if I remember right. Yeah.
No, you did.
Which one did I do?
Oh crap! It was the Search for Gold one. The Charlemagne or something.
Alan Quartermain and the City's Gold.
Yeah, I think that was the one you voted for.
Yeah, it's an action. It's an adventure movie. I like that stuff.
I don't think they're going to be wrong on it, but they're doing.
You know what? It just snapped on my head. An episode, one movie we should do. Absolutely should do.
What's that?
Firewalker.
Wow, Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That one is kind of a good bridging of high adventure and action movie. That's
comedy.
And comedy. That's one of those that Chuck kind of branched out.
Mhm.
Kind of like, when he did like Sidekicks and stuff like that, more of the more comedy based.
Yeah, yeah. I
Right.
don't know. I loved that one.
No, Firewalker's a good one. I
That's a
enjoy
good
that.
one, right?
I like that movie.
Yeah,
So maybe later on we'll do that one.
yeah, yeah. One of these days.
Okay.
Oh, all right, man. Obviously, if you've stuck with us this long, you heard that I've already pitched the other show that I do weekly,
Mhm.
the Noka News Network. You can check out, I believe it's nokanews.com, I think. Check us out on Facebook, and you can find us there and get links to all of our shows and merch store and everything else as
Yep.
well, as far as that goes. Um, I don't know, man. It's late. I'm tired.
Yep. Same.
You got anything to add?
Well, Dan,
Oh shit.
I just wanna say, I'm gonna be editing this entire episode, and it's
Cool. I don't have to do it. Oh, that's fine, man. Go ahead, Steve.
and this is gonna be the best episode you've ever done because it's me that
Can I
Steven.
call? Can I call? Can I call you Steve?
It's no, you can say Mr. Segal, and so just watch yourself because I was not really happy about the way you were talking about me in
The only
this.
Seagal I like is Kathy Segal. Does that count?
That it's totally pronounced different, and she's a lovely woman, and no,
Way
that's
better actor. Way better actor.
and
Ah,
I'm just gonna close the show out, Dan, and I'm gonna say I'll be back.
no, no, you won't, Steven. Charlie, get us out of here.
I'll be back.
I knew you'd say that.